It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I will be outside unless somebody out there is making a lot of racket. It's Sunday. They wouldn't do that, surely. Good morning. It's Barbara. It is a beautiful day in the neighborhood. There's a mower down the road, but not interfering. Did you hear the rooster? We have a rooster down the road too. Thank you for joining me for coffee. I brought a vase and a knife out here to cut my peonies, to bring them on the deck and make a little bouquet. That's the cost of procrastination. It rained hard yesterday evening and they are ruined. If I'd have done it yesterday when I thought about it, they would have been sitting under the umbrella on the deck and they would have been beautiful and I could have shown them to you. There is one little bud that may bloom into a full-grown peony flower, and if it does, I will pick it, but I think it's too... I don't know how they do if they continue to bloom in water like irises do, but I don't want to risk it, so I left it there. I also have to get new irises. My iris in the house has died. So yesterday was another one of those days. I told Dennis that my Twitter was so bad that the war news was practically neutral emotionally, which tells you how bad my Twitter feed was. So he said, you should start it. I said, I need to start following, more happy people. He said, you should start another Twitter account. You can have more than one. And so I did. And on my new Twitter account, which I'm calling Happier Place or something like that, I am following hashtag watercolor painting, hashtag knitting to find people. And I have to say, it was such a joy. And the hashtag watercolor was lots and lots of people's paintings. And I have to say they were very inspirational. And I started a picture last night. It's not going to turn out to be anything great, but I was painting and that felt good. We were over at Aura's. Dennis fixed the toilet in the guest bathroom. He has an adjustment to make, so he probably is going to run over there today and make an adjustment. I don't know if I'll go with him or not, but we spent a couple hours. The dogs and I spent an hour and a half or so visiting with Aura while Dennis swore in the bathroom. He wasn't really, but he, But it was a nice visit. She seems to be doing okay. Brought her some mushroom soup, which she was happy about. Pearl's on the lookout now because when we went over to the peony bush, we're along the fence to the driveway in the front, and a herd of deer just ran across the front yard. She just stood there looking. Now, when they're in the back behind our fence, she will run at them and chase them. And she just stood there looking. She didn't even bark. I'm like, there are deer in your front yard. Hello? She didn't care. Very strange. Maisie would have told them they were on her property. Pearl didn't. So I am wearing shorts today with the idea that I might actually do some weeding. It could happen. I'm not making any promises, but it could happen. It's possible. I'm dressed for it, except for my shoes. I would have to change my shoes. I had a little piece of poison ivy growing along the fence right here in the front, right here where the dogs go. So Dennis has some spray, some anti-brush spray, and poison ivy is a brush. And you spray it on the leaves and it kills the plant. Well, there was a thistle growing right next to the poison ivy, so he thought, I wonder if this works on thistles. Thistles. I wouldn't have considered thistles brush, but the thistle's dying too, so I think he's getting some ideas that we might just spray the thistles. Now, the thing is, you only spray the leaves, and it takes it internally and kills the plant. So we're thinking that may not be too poisonous to the ground itself, but we haven't decided what to do. If you have any thoughts on that. Well, we have the thistles to take up because we're going to go to the gardening center on Tuesday. Gardeners Gardening Center. One of those names, last names that are a job. Gardner, Baker, Sawyer, Hunter. Anyway, gardeners. We're going to gardeners on Tuesday. And hopefully get organized with my cunning plan of having the bag garden on top of the thistles. And we got to do it soon because, well, Tuesday isn't quite June, I don't think. It might be May 31st, though. So we can do that this week. This week is not supposed to be rainy. It is clear as a bell. The tiniest little cirrus clouds. And sunny and not too muggy. And yeah, it's going to be beautiful out here today. So if I don't weed, you'll know why. Because I'm lazy. Yeah, but I'm working on my mental health stuff, you know, and I said to Dennis, you know, the dentist, I guess it was the other day, you know, about, you know, my reaction, my feelings that I've been having, you know. I'm like, it seems like a reasonable response to the world. And he says, oh, it's a very reasonable response. The only problem is, it's not going to get better. Like, he's such a doomer. But I mean, he's not wrong. But, yeah. So, if it's not going to get better, is this how I'm going to be? Or am I going to figure it out myself? Figure myself out? Because my chances of making any changes to the external factors are very small. So I continue to work on it. But my new Twitter account helped yesterday, and I started painting, and that was good. That was really good. But I couldn't even start a new book. I ran out of all the Adrian McKinty books that the library had electronically. And, yeah. So I got some books out, but I got, you know, Persuasion, and I was going through the no holds, you know, classics. So I might read Persuasion. It's one of my favorite Jane Austens. Second after Pride and Prejudice. I don't think I've ever read Northanger Abbey. And I'm not sure I've seen the movie, actually. So I know it's kind of a... Northanger Abbey is kind of a sinister place. I have some idea it's a little, you know, like mystery, scary, whatever. Like the heroine is on edge a lot, but I haven't read it. I love the Emma Thompson version of Sense and Sensibility. I think of the four, Persuasion, Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility, and Emma. I think Emma is my least favorite. And I'm not sure that I've read Mansfield Park. I have seen several versions of it on television, one of which the son, the main character's son, is played by Johnny Lee Miller, who played Sherlock in Elementary. Actually, he played Mr. Knightley in one version of Emma that I've seen as well. Not the famous one. Not the Gwyneth Paltrow version, but another British version. He played Mr. Knightley. Anyway, I took out Persuasion. Yeah. But I didn't start reading it. Dennis and I talked. Oh, he made chocolate a little bit of chocolate last night because he was enjoying my cookies. I made cookies the other day and they really came out very much like cookies, just regular cookies. And serve those cookies, people wouldn't know that they weren't regular cookies. They came out really well. And so Dennis wants to make a chocolate macadamia nut version. So I said, well, we don't have a chocolate. He's like, I can make chocolate. I said, good, make it. So he did right then. It was like 10 o'clock last night. So we have chocolate to chunk up for the cookies. And we happen to have macadamia nuts. So that will work out great. So I'm going to be making cookies today. And hopefully he'll make some paneer because I think I'm having stir fry for dinner because I bought some peas the other day and they'll go bad if you don't stir fry them up. There you go. That's what's on, and maybe some weeding, we'll see. But it's awfully nice on the deck. That's always a worry if it's too nice on the deck. I hope you're having a great weekend. I hope you're being careful. Please, please take good care of yourselves. Both mentally and physically. You know, stay safe and stay sane. Please.